Alright. What's good, fam? We on stream. We're live on stream. This has been the first stream in about a week. Streaming Mind Man. Okay. We're currently gonna get in a call with the Lord Chaz, and he's gonna explain how to do the airship battle techniques and all that stuff like that. So, damn, sneezing like hell. What's up, my guy?
So,
Just let just let me know if you hear yourself.
alright. So I'm gonna go through the basics
Yeah.
of general ship-to-ship combat.
Mhm.
More advanced learning I want to do on the whole faction scale, but I'm just trying to go through each individual person and show them basic stuff.
Okay.
So I spawned in a decently advanced ship. This is a cruiser.
Yeah.
If you come inside the bridge, most ships have what are called bunker bridges, which is there's no flush area. It's just like super flush.
Okay.
Now
What's
there's a
up?
lot of signs in here.
Yeah.
So right here is the airship sign. If you right click it, that's pilot the ship.
It's 5,000. Yeah.
In the front, you have cruise, forward, helm, turn, ascend, descend.
Yeah.
Status sign shows you the wool percentage and redstone of your ship.
Yeah.
This is just your general control signs.
Yeah.
In the center, these signs control the turret.
The turn.
So when you pilot the ship,
Okay, pilot the ship.
you can right click and it can turn the turrets.
And so the turrets are outside, right?
Yeah.
What?
They're the ones with the water all over them.
Okay. We may turn these turrets like all the way around. So where's the front?
The front of the ship is all the way up here.
I'm talking about the front of the turrets.
Oh, it's where this trapdoor is.
Okay.
This is where the TNT actually comes out of.
Oh, so it can turn it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's crazy.
These are super flush guns, so that's why they look a little weird. It's because they're meant to be as flat as possible.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So these signs in the middle control the turrets. Bow turret, the front one. Mid turret, the middle one. Aft turret, the back one. General stuff.
Mm-hmm.
On the side, you have L1 through 3 and R1 through 3. These are for torpedoes that are located on the side of the ship.
Okay,
So left is left, right is right. If you come to the outside, you can see there are 3
okay, so they're on the
torpedoes.
front. They're on the front for sure. Yeah, I see it.
So it allows you to fire all of them forward to cause big damage for bigger ships.
Yeah.
Large damage for bigger ships.
Okay. I kind of
So on.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. What were you saying?
You had a question?
Oh, so I kind of wanted to learn a little bit more about how like to be efficient in like airship combat, because I know that's like kind of a big thing.
All right. I can teach you airships if you want to.
Well, after we get done with all this.
Okay. Also, on most ships, all the controls are located in one area, but also the director sign. So if you come back into the bridge, right on the steps, you have AA and cannon director, and they do corresponding things. It controls the cannons and the anti-aircraft guns.
All right, can you?
There is in the bridge, right on the steps. As you walk down, the signs, those are the director signs.
Okay, and these they direct the ship. Okay.
Yeah.
And so how do you? So what do you like? How do you change the direction?
Release. I'll be able to pilot the ship and show you. Just type in chat /release.
All right.
And it'll release the ship. So I can. Okay. So if I right click the cannon director sign in chat, it's going to say you are now directing the cannons of this craft. I can control the cannons using this red wire system right here.
Yeah.
This repeater controls the arc or elevation.
Yeah.
So this is arc 1, which is the flat, shoots the low. Arc 2, slightly higher. Arc 3, about the same level. Arc 4, the highest.
Okay.
So if I normally push the button, and come outside, the guns just fire forward. They fire straight.
Oh, I see it. And these like little These little waves that kind of like signify like the trajectory and all that stuff.
Yeah, it helps make the TNT. It helps shoot it farther. But
Oh,
if I
okay.
use the cannon director, when I have a stick in my hand, whatever direction I'm facing, the TNT will fly in that direction. So see, before it shot just straight, this time it shoots to the side where I was aiming.
Oh, that's crazy. So you can come out like with a stick and just. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So instead of just lining up broadside with people, you can actually have angled fighting.
Okay.
The next thing is the AA director. You can control it by using these levers for corresponding sides. If I pull this lever, you can come outside the ship and you can see the fire charges. There's 10, 8 per side, and this works the same way. So if I have the stick, I can aim down and they go down.
Wow,
I can aim up, they go
crazy.
up, side to side. These are good for after you break the enemy's armor.
Or skiffs.
You can shoot down fighters and light the ships on fire. There's also AA located on the deck, which is right here. This is upwards AA to deal with any bomber skiffs that might get above you.
Yeah.
You can also direct these. That is the general ship combat. There's also a few miscellaneous items, such as other torpedoes that are located on the top of the ship. There is 3 on the side, but then right here, there's 2. You use them by right-clicking, and it launches them.
Oh, it's just all you gotta do is so with airship combat, isn't it like kind of like a team effort though? Like, doesn't it take one more?
So there's always one person per ship normally. There is no more than one person, but it's multiple ships working together.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking like I can be like someone can control the ship while I can be like just shooting torpedoes at the side, and like that'll just be my role, and everyone has a role on the ship. But it seems like it's just one person per ship.
Yeah, one person controls everything on the ship. For larger ships, there is that role. Artillery ships normally have 2 people, 1 spotter, 1 person actually firing the gun and moving the ship. Large battleships will have dedicated people for the anti-aircraft guns. So this way the other person can actually control the cannons and all that, because they're fairly more advanced weapons.
Yeah.
This is just general ship combat.
And this is kind of like a general battleship. This is not like anything special, is it?
This is a cruiser. Battleships are much larger. This is only 5,000. Battleships go up to 10 and 20,000. This will be seen on the battlefield supporting small ships, because a lot of fighting takes place on small ships like destroyers and stuff.
Okay.
But you'll also see a lot of cruisers. It's just that this all has the fancy stuff that I wanted to show you.
Yeah. This is actually, yeah.
Also,
I like this for sure. This is like, I think it's like it's like very strategy based though, like knowing like when to shoot it and stuff like that.
Because one thing that happens actually a lot is that some people will fire at around the same time. So what happens is when their TNT hits that ship, it blows up their guns because there's a bunch of TNT in the gun. That's like ready to fire.
That's a rookie mistake.
So that's another thing, timing. I will show you a battleship that I've just recently finished. It's still going through its testing phases, but you can see the size difference in them.
Hold on. This is definitely bigger.
That is 10,000 blocks.
Oh, it's a 10. Oh wait, I thought 10K ships weren't allowed on the server, or what?
No. 10Ks are allowed.
20Ks aren't allowed.
20Ks are allowed, but you have to donate to be able to pilot them. So that's why there's only a few 20Ks on the server, because only a few people actually have the permissions to fly them.
Oh, then why do people get so mad when like I see people in chat talking about, oh, stop flying your 20Ks, they're banned or whatever, like.
Oh, a lot of people are trying to get them banned because they cause a lot of lag on the server simply because of their size.
Yeah. But I usually I'll just be riding my merchantman and then all of a sudden like there's the server wide lag and I'm thinking like, oh, is this because of me or?
No, that's not your fault. It's simply because so we're currently on Movecraft 6, which has a very large bug in it in regards to ships,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to work on Movecraft. This is Movecraft 6, which has the bug. Movecraft 7 is the new version they're trying to work on. Uh, Generally, what happens is that the larger the ship you fly, the more lag it causes.
Yeah.
So it's normally not your fault. Most people are moving around ships from city to city.
Okay. Wait, what is this?
But this ship also has the same amenities as the one I just previously showed you, except just more. I'm still working on a few things, but it also has the same control for the guns,
Yeah.
an extra gun.
There's no signs in here. Where are the signs at usually? Are you like?
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna put them in there. I just finished the actual design for it.
Oh, okay. That's where you are creative.
It's still in a test.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this actually
Going
looks really
fighter.
cool. Have we actually? Oh shoot! Have we actually been in like any like wars or battles like that since then? Because I haven't really been.
So you actually kind of joined the server at a decent time because just last November, about 6 or so months ago, a big war on this. Excuse me.
Yeah. So yeah, this is really interesting. It's very interesting. Got a little bit of lag here. Dr. Omnicron.
Sorry about that.
Yo, so Lord Chaz, I do have a question. It's cool that I'm streaming this, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
It's nothing secretive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But you kind of serve at a good time
Mm-hmm.
because just about 6 months ago, we got finished with a very, very large war that lasted 2 years.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So a lot of people are really worn out, and there is no large conflict currently.
Dang. Well, I mean, I feel like I joined the server in the bad time because there's nothing really to do at this point. Like, there's no real battling or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there are pirates still. The pirates are starting to make a comeback.
Oh,
so,
really?
We were going to start setting up pirate hunting expeditions and escorts and all that.
Okay. Yeah, let me know about that because I have not. And then y'all had like a big like are you guys we're doing that with Kingdom of Lanier, right?
Oh yeah, we're hunting down pirates with Lanier. Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, this is like
All right.
so like okay, let's say that I was in essentially like in a battle or a war or something like that. What ship would y'all usually give me? Like what's the ship that I'll be most likely going to be using?
You're most likely going to be using fighters or destroyers.
Okay, we'll look at destroyers first because I feel like that's.
So we're designing a new generation of ships.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you the current runner-up for the destroyer, which is one I designed.
Okay.
Now, TPA. There we go.
Accept. Oh, shit.
So this is what I call the Cora. It's a destroyer airship.
Oh, okay. So it's like a smaller version of that cruiser, basically.
Yes.
All right. So I go down here.
It has another bunker bridge. Now it's a bit more cramped, but you have an airship sign, a status sign, cruise, helm, cannon, AA director, and ascend descent on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these signs right here on the bottom, L1, L2, R1, R2, these are also ASMs that are located on the side of the ship. These are to sink submersible ships because they go down at an angle.
Wait, these are some. You said these are submersible ships, or they can attack submersible ships?
These can attack submersible ships.
Oh, okay.
So if you go on the outside and look on the side.
Let me get the stick real quick. Let me see. Let me apply what I've learned. Let's see if I. So.
If you go on the side,
right here.
They go down at an angle.
And I like click the sign or something like that, and. Oh, just drop the stick.
Oh, so you have to be piloting the ship to AA and cannon direct.
Alright. Wait, I couldn't even find the ship. That's a new move. Where's that? Where's the thing at? Oh, there you go.
Right there on the side. Airship sign. And you click AA director.
AA director.
Which is on the...
You're not
and then you can AA direct.
Oh, okay. So you don't even have to click anywhere. You can just... okay.
There is an angle. It's about a 45-degree angle. So you can't like AA direct everywhere. It does have a degree of not being able to AA.
Yeah, because it won't be able to like burn the it doesn't burn the wall or something like that.
So you can't like aim straight down. The AA will go straight down, and you can't aim all the way to the left. It'll just go all the way left. It'll angle.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
On the back, there is also a ton of torpedoes, which can fire in both directions. This way, if your gun or your AA is taken out, you can always use these. On the back, there's also backup controls, backup signs in case your bridge is taken out. You can cruise and ascend, descend, helm.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And then I can just...
And on the very front, there's also 2 torpedoes, as well as the main cannon, which is sunken into the ship.
Oh, this is okay. And how can you how do you control these torpedoes through the bridge?
No, you use the signs that are on the front.
Oh, you can't. There's not a way to control them through the bridge.
No, that's too much sign space that would be needed. One moment. Okay, I'm back. So to control all the torpedoes from the bridge would require a lot of signs, which just take up too much space.
Yeah, understood.
So you can just manually control it from the top here. Plus, you're also able to see your enemy when you're firing.
Yeah, that would make sense. That makes more. Yeah. But you can turn.
Inside,
you can turn these though, right? Can you turn the the direction of the torpedoes, like from front to back or something like that?
You can turn the ship and then fire it, but you can't change the direction of the. If I right click on the sign, wherever the sign's facing, that's the way the torpedo is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to get someone that's behind you, you could just turn the ship and then fire your torpedoes.
Okay, makes sense. Oh, it's up.
Now, down here, there is also the cannon controls, which is the red wire. And on every ship, there's also a thing called half-tech, which is this purple wiring stuff right here.
You mean the purple block?
What half-tech allows you to do is it gets you half a arc higher. So if I'm on the flattest arc, which is arc 1, if I use half-tech, that arc 1.5.
Okay.
So it just gets you a slightly higher arc.
Okay.
And this gun is the same as the one you saw on the cruiser.
Ooh. How far did that go?
It goes about 300 blocks.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
It could go farther, but this is an anti-bounce gun, so it limits the range.
Anti-bounce gun. What does that do? Anti-bounce like?
So when you're engaging a ship, there's a chance that the shot bounces off. Anti-bounce makes sure that it doesn't always bounce off. It gives it a greater chance of causing damage to the ship.
Okay. But like a regular. Okay, go ahead.
Question?
Oh no, I was saying so like a regular bounce, I guess, cannon like has a chance of bouncing off and like reverberating back to your ship, but it has a better chance of going higher. So high risk, high reward. Is that what you're saying?
Kinda, yeah. So there's a couple different guns on AP. There is scatter shot, anti-bounce, and precision guns are the big three. Scatter shot is just throwing as much TNT downrange as you can. Mm-hmm. They're not very accurate, but they cause a lot of damage if they hit. Mm-hmm. Precision guns are much more better at armor penetration than causing general damage. Anti-bounce guns, they are kind of like similar to both. So they cause a lot of damage if they hit. They have a higher chance of hitting, though, and they also have less range.
Okay.
So there's pros and cons to every gun. It just depends on what kind of thing you need. With a destroyer, we like to use these anti-bounce guns because you're generally up close and personal with the enemy. So we're essentially guaranteeing even if you get a ricochet, it'll still cause damage.
Okay. Why is it so dark?
Turn.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, that makes sense.
Finally, there is a lever back here, which is just for bombs.
And then, like, the bombs at the below the ship?
Yeah.
Let me see this.
You can see with the glass below you.
Oh, shit.
I added that in there just simply oh, yeah. TNT also does have a good chance of that happening if you use it too much. Yeah. You can't break the cobwebs. Those aren't actually real. They're only fly inside. But I simply added that just to give you more versatility when you're attacking.
Yeah. I mean, those are kind of rare, though, isn't it? Like, it's a rare... Because, like, not a lot of ships would just let you get on top of them to, like, let you do that.
Yeah. But it's also to deal with submersible ships that can come from underneath you.
Yeah. And I know submersibles are really, really, really slow in water, so they're not really optimal for, like, combat situations, but, like, if you're talking about, like, a sneak attack, you know...
Mm-hmm. If they get under you, you have to do something, so I figured I had a just in case.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So this is a destroyer. You also said you wanted to learn about skiff combat more.
Yeah, because I feel like that's probably going to be, like, where I would like to be most of the time.
All right, I'm gonna go get a few skiffs.
And then after that, we can like do like a little 1v1, try to see what you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. See what I've learned, apply what I've learned, see if I can take you over.
Where did he put those skips? So there's a few different skiffs. You have torpedo skiffs. You have suicide skiffs, bomber skiffs, and to a very much lesser extent, air superiority fighters. You don't really see them a lot because AA on ships does that way better than air superiority fighters did.
Yeah.
So you'll generally see torpedo, bomber, and suicide skiffs. Torpedo skiffs are, as the name suggests, skiffs that carry torpedoes.
Mm-hmm.
They either get very close to a ship to guarantee it, or they fire from very far away so they won't get hit themselves.
Yeah.
This is generally used to penetrate enemies' armor and also damage components such as guns, AA.
Yeah.
Bomber skiffs generally fly just a bit higher than their enemy, and when they pull the lever, it rains TNT down upon them. This is to cause damage to components. It's not very good at penetrating armor, but it does cause a lot of damage, like surface damage.
Yeah.
They generally come from above. There it is.
And these are you said these are suicide, or what type of skiffs are these?
Those are bomber skiffs.
Bomber skiffs, yeah.
Suicide skiffs are and the most effective form of skiff. If you TP to me.
TP lower chest. Is that your name? Okay.
All right. So what I have here is this is what we call a multi-role fighter. It has a torpedo and is air superiority capable with automatic AA.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just using this to show up as a torpedo skiff.
Yeah.
This one is a bomber skiff that you're currently in.
A bomber skiff.
When you pull the lever, it drops bombs below you. Oh, it's not filled.
Okay, yeah. Let me see.
Fill.
Oh. Guess I'm useless.
That's used to cause damage on ships below you. This is the torpedo skiff over here. We have a large one, which we call the pupfish, which is a armored torpedo skiff.
Mm-hmm.
So in this one, you simply have a torpedo on the left side, which you use to penetrate enemies' armor. And if you do penetrate their armor, you then have AA guns, which you can use to light them on fire.
Okay.
You almost often see this kind of skiff. This is the suicide skiff.
The suicide. Okay. And so like, how does this work? So, hold on.
So you go underneath an enemy, and you get to about 20 or so blocks under. So far close enough, but just a bit far away. And if you come inside the cockpit,
all right. Okay, on this side.
This shoots TNT up.
Go ahead. All right.
So if you hit that button that's in the wooden button that's inside the skiff, right to your side, this will dispense TNT and fire it up into the sky.
These are supposed to be the most effective?
Yep.
So wait, so are you supposed to get like right above a ship, and like?
You're meant to get below them.
Oh,
so
below them.
Right, if you be on the outside, go above it, just like, and look. See this mechanism right here? When you get, pretend that I'm a ship, right?
All right.
So when you fire that button, look up. The TNT will fire up at me and explode.
Oh, that does
ship,
damage.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We call them suicide skiff because the TNT causes the skiff to explode.
So is there like any chance I can just jump out in time?
Yeah, but you'll have to either swim back all the way. Most people just die inside their skiffs because when they die, they go back to the launching area.
Mm-hmm.
But these are okay. These are very effective, simply because it's very hard to counter them effectively.
You talking about suicide?
Most people have armor on the lower part of their ships to protect from this, but it's just very difficult to. The endstone won't stop the damage that a suicide skiff causes. So pretend that skiff is also a ship.
Mm-hmm.
I push the button, and that skiff is just gone.
Jesus Christ! But you wouldn't waste that on the skiff, though.
No. You would normally do it on ships. Because what that does is it causes damage to vital components such as cannon wiring, gun wiring, AA wiring, and other components.
Yeah.
It's the most effective because so far there's not a very easy way to counter it.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's like what you would have like your newer players do. Would have them doing like suicide skiffing.
Yeah.
So can we see that? Can I see that? Like, can you like spawn in a big ship and then do the suicide skiff just so I can see like how it?
Sure. I'll load in a Actually, I'm gonna paste a few of these suicide skiffs since I have to reload them.
Wait, how do you even? What command do you use to load these guys?
I just do / paste because I have them copied.
Copy.
You can't copy stuff in Arena. You have to go to your own plot. But I have a schematic saved of these, so I can just paste them in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to get schematics. I haven't even got that. Who's this? Joe Galaxy Eagle.
Yeah, this is one of our engineers.
Oh, okay.
So Joe's gonna load in a ship for you. So
yeah,
when you pilot the skiff, you can just go, and skiffs also go very fast.
Yeah, they do. I know, because if you like hit one block off, it's like, okay, which one's a suicide skiff?
If you hit one block, they'll sink, but they're very fast, so they're also very hard to shoot down. So what I want to do is I want to aim for the overshot of it, center of the ship. So I'm right underneath the ship, and when I push my button,
oh shit! Well, this one was kind of like, this one is kind of protected by.
Yeah, a lot of ships are armored, so it normally takes 1 to 2 suicide skiffs to actually cause damage.
Yeah, so it should be like have 2 of them going.
Skiffs, yeah, 2 air skiffs are never going to be comparable to the cost of an actual ship. You know?
Yeah.
Plus, redstone also is destroyed easily by TNT.
Mm-hmm.
So while surface damage is minimal, you also might have destroyed redstone components.
Yeah, and that's pretty annoying too. Let me try this. Let me test that much. How do you? So this is a
on the back.
Okay,
there's a sign right here on the back.
All right, let's get it.
Are the crew signs broken?
I don't know. I can't turn mine on.
Here, try this one. Instead, this one should work. Matt, if you come over here.
Yeah, what's up?
This one should work with the cruise sign.
Alright. Alright, so highlight this.
You have to. Yep.
Yep, and then
you can also use direct control mode. Yep. You want to get a little bit farther underneath. If you're that close, it's not going to cause as much damage.
oh, okay. So right here.
A little bit further, like 10 or 20 blocks.
20 blocks below it?
Yeah, that's good.
Alright.
Because the TNT shoot it up very high, and then you push the button, and off it goes. So you start to actually penetrate the armor right here.
Yeah, and then you can like.
So now his internal wool is exposed, and he can be lit on fire after.
And that's basically all she wrote after that for a ship.
Mm-hmm. A lot of suicide skiffs can easily take out single ships. Maybe not by sinking them, but by making them combat ineffective.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people would like kind of like abuse that though, and just come in with like 10 guys with suicide skiffs and just bomb one ship.
Well, yes, that's what's that's what happens. But if you're on the defensive, AA is also very easily you can very easily take out a skiff with AA.
And the AAs are those like kind of like those fire things.
It's the anti-aircraft guns. Yes, the fire cannons.
Yeah, those fire things. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That makes sense. And so, isn't there like airskip combat too? Like one-on-one airskip combat?
That isn't really prevalent nowadays. There's not a lot of 1v1 airskip combat.
Okay.
It's normally airskiff damaging a ship.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So as you can see, Joe turns on his AA guns, and look, 2-3 blocks gone. My skiff is sunk.
Yeah.
So it's very easily shot down, but when they aren't shot down is when the problems happen, because then they can really cripple it.
Okay.
So when you're on the offensive, most people are in ships. They have a few suicide skiffs. When you're on the defensive, and they're not trying to take the city, people use suicide skiffs because it's a much cheaper alternative to using ships.
Well, when were these? Because I don't remember this when I played this. I played this like server like 5 years ago. I don't even remember suicide skiffs even being the thing. When were these?
They are a fairly. They're not new. They've been used before, but they've kind of made a comeback.
They've been popularized. So that's like the word.
Yes, during the what we call the Great War, which is that 2-year-long war I was talking about.
Jesus
that's when they were repopularized.
Okay. I'm like, well, so what happened with this war? Because like I have no like context of anything.
So I could go and explain the entire war to you, but it's gonna be a little while.
I mean, I got time.
Not the entire war, but like the reasoning behind everything.
Well, I mean, like a short version.
All right, so there's another thing. If you saw that,
Mm-hmm.
I used the torpedoes. I went right up next to him. I shot at him, and look, now his armor's penetrated, and I can use the AA to light him on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so about the war. So about 2.5 years ago, there was a couple nations. There was Fontaine, Aveline, and the Royal Navy.
Okay. And wasn't there like a Silver Empire, and then that got changed to Imperium Argenteum or something like that?
Yes, there was the Silver Empire. Then they went to the Imperium Argenteum. Then they recreated the Silver Empire.
And I know the kid Well, actually, the guy who created Imperium Argentum was actually my good friend that like I got on the server. So you know Speedius or whatever his name is, Speedy.
Speedius was your friend?
Yeah, that was actually one of my best friends on Minecraft. Wow, what's up? Is that like a bad thing?
No, it's just that I didn't expect you to be friends with Speedius. That's all.
Or was he like was he really popular on here? I didn't know like.
He was. So we called there's the Speedius incident where Baka Yaro bombed him starting off one of the wars, and that has completely different political reasons. But Speedius doesn't play anymore. He quit a while ago.
Yeah, he quit Minecraft. All he does is play Crusader Kings now. Yeah.
But yeah, Speedius was one of the leaders of the Imperium Argentum.
Yeah, he was the one who created it. That's like I remember we went on a Skype call that one day and he like was thinking of a name, and I'm thinking he just thought of Imperius and then he thought of Imperium Argentum. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. Like I just agree with him. But yeah, it's kind of crazy because I was actually the one that brought him onto the server, and he almost did not even play. So I mean that
would have had a big historical impact.
Yeah, butterfly effect. So wait, so what is it? Indirectly start the war?
Not really. But you did have a big impact on AP if you brought Speedius onto the server.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, so what we call the Great War was technically kind of like 3 wars all combined. Because there was a few different nations. There was Fontaine, Aveline, KRW, the South Haven Submersible Fleet.
Mm-hmm.
All these were a part of the Old Alliance, which is a mutual defense pact nation, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like NATO. We're all one big defense pact. Then there was the Silver Empire, or the Imperium Argentum at the time.
Imperium Argentum, yeah.
And Kofiria.
Kofiria, yeah, I remember
along with Stoneport. The Silver Empire and Kofiria are known as the Western Coalition.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the OA, but just not the Old Alliance. It's it's a mutual defense pact type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was that the Royal Navy was bribed by a person from the SHSF to attack Fontaine.
Okay.
At the time, I was in Fontaine.
Yeah.
And what happened was that because the Royal Navy unprovokingly attacked Fontaine, Aveline got involved with the war.
Aveline, okay. Still following
along. So Fontaine and Aveline, Emerald Bay, Foghole, and then later Stoneport joined the war and took Trindon.
Okay.
Then the Royal Navy collapsed. It disbanded. It was no longer a faction.
I do remember that.
It was then remade again into the Royal Navy, and they wanted their old territories back. So they went and sieged the territories from Chimera.
Mm-hmm.
Chimera was KRW and Fontaine merged into one.
Oh, Chimera was already made at this point.
Yes,
because I think I was part of the KRW or something like that, and there was like, I think that's when they picked me up because they saw my name in chat and they saw those colors, and that's why I'm in the Chimera right now.
Mm-hmm. KRW and Fontaine merged.
Mm-hmm. KRW, yeah.
About through March sometime, and made Chimera. Also, at the beginning of that year, the Silver Empire was reformed with the IA, Imperium Argentum, Kirkida, and Syrian Republic of Elira. They all formed and made the new Silver Empire.
Oh, they all formed. Oh, so that's how that happened.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So the Royal Navy wanted its airspaces back. It wanted its cities back.
Mm-hmm.
But we told them no because we fought for those cities.
Uh-huh.
So they went and sieged those cities. The Silver Empire then said that if the Old Alliance, which was Chimera, Avaline, and SHSF at the time,
Mm-hmm.
was to try and take back those cities. They would declare war.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in our eyes, we got those cities by winning the previous war with the Royal Navy.
Yeah. Wait, so you beat them and they wanted it back? That doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
You beat them and that's the reason why they left, and now they come back and they wanted it back.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's what we were thinking.
I mean, I know there's two sides to the story. I'm not trying to, talk down on them, but like, that doesn't make any sense. You lost, you guys left, and that should be the end of it. If you guys want it back,
their whole justification was that there was never an official peace treaty, but they said in their Discord announcements, which they later on deleted, that they relinquish the Trindon to Stoneport, Fogholt to Chimera or Fontaine, and then Emerald Bay to Avaline. They later went on and deleted this, but when they came back, they wanted those cities back.
Yeah.
So they declared war on Chimera and the SHSF because Chimera and the SHSF co-owned Fogholt. It was a joint ownership.
Mm-hmm.
We then went and declared war back. This caused the Silver Empire to declare war on us.
Yeah.
So now it was the Silver Empire, Royal Navy, and Iridium. Iridium was also another nation that had a mutual defense pact with Royal Navy and SE, Silver Empire. So this is what is known as the Western Coalition. It was the Royal Navy, the Silver Empire, and Iridium. For clarification's sake, there's more technicalities, but that's generally how it works. Versus the Old Alliance, which was Chimera, Avaline, and the SHSF.
Okay, and wasn't like Royal Navy and ST like they wasn't they like fighting for like so long? Like I know in like Backyard series, I watched that like they were like sworn enemies.
That was the role play. That wasn't actual server stuff. Well, they were.
But they were applied to the server.
Allies because they had a common enemy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's how this is what is known as stage 1 of the war. So after fighting back and forth, the end of the first stage is where Iridium signed a peace treaty with the Old Alliance, where we gave back their territory, and it was more or less a white peace. Not much really changed. And then Iridium died. It disbanded. It no longer had the members. So it was then the OA versus the Western Coalition, which was now the Royal Navy and the Silver Empire.
Yeah.
During this time, the server mostly died in a sense. So the Royal Navy then collapsed again. And the Silver Empire was brought down to 8 members total on the server. During this time, peace negotiations were underway, and we were trying to ratify a treaty. But then, Avaline also died. And this is where this is the beginning of the second stage. So, Avaline was originally meant to merge into this SHSF. But Nova did not like Tyler, who was one of the leaders of the SHSF. So he joined the Silver Empire. So all of Avaline, all the Avaline territories went to the Silver Empire. And this reignited the second stage of the war.
And why didn't he like Tyler? Because Tyler seemed like he'd be a cool guy.
It was... Nova didn't like him because Osari, which was at the time Meridian Alley, they wanted to change their name, and Tyler did not allow them. So they got angry. Nova got angry with Tyler over what is essentially an admin thing. But I digress. I'm not here to talk about that.
Okay.
So during, also Meridian Alley was a part of. They were allied with the Old Alliance, fighting in the war as well. I forgot to mention. So then the second stage of the war happened. Meridian Alley signed a separate peace with the Silver Empire, and later on, Lanier. But this is where Lanier got its name. It was now known as the Kingdom of Lanier, not just the Royal Navy.
Yeah.
Action. This started the second stage of the war. This is where the Silver Empire pushed the OA out of most of the occupied cities, like Stovok and Sunkshift. They also took Villanelle, but that was later taken back after a week.
Villanelle, that's the Royal Navy. That's Royal Navy term.
Into a stalemate.
Okay.
Because the Silver Empire tried to take South Haven. Technically, they won, but the admins ruled that they didn't because of siege transfer, because of ruling siege transfer. But it kind of ended a stalemate because no one could really push the other. This is where the war started to also die down after about 2 months. The third stage is when there was only fairly minor offensives, along with, pirating attacks and stuff. And then a peace treaty was finally signed. And it was only signed because Xbox, who was the leader of the Royal Navy and Lanier, was permanently banned for reasons that I'd rather not talk about.
That's fine.
Which allowed Port Royal and Artilla to both go up for auction. Now, this forced the Royal Navy to make peace, along with the Silver Empire, which resulted in the Treaty of the Great War, which solidified Chimera and SHSF's claim to Fogholt.
Yep.
It gave back all of the pre-existing territories that were not those. It also relinquished ownership of Boneyard to Osari. It also mandated demilitarizations of a few of the key attack bases, as well as relinquishing certain technologies, giving back money, war reparations and such.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of a general gloss over of the whole war.
Yeah, that's real interesting, actually.
There's a lot more detail that can be delved into, but I will actually link you to Epic Nerd. He is getting a lot of the players together to create a historical of as much of the server as he can.
Oh yeah, he's on his he has a YouTube channel, right? Because I think he commented on one of my.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. yeah, I remember him. He was because I remember I saw that y'all. I think you guys is Fogholt Garrison or something like that, and I was really impressed. I'm like, oh crap, this looks really good. And he's like,
that is the SHSF's garrison at Fogholt. Ours is located at a Fort Stormont. Stormont Naval Fortress, which is just a bit more south of the city.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, that can go into much more detail about the server history overall, more specifically the Great War as well.
Yeah. So I do have a question though. Like, what is the hype about like owning all these cities? Like, what's so good about it?
It was more of a pride thing.
Yeah, okay. It's not like you guys are making any money.
Rather than actual, because Fogholt is not a particularly important city. But what it was that... 1 minute.
Heavy Hussar. What's up, howdy, y'all? What's up, Heavy Hussar? Hope I'm saying your name right.
Oh, hi, Heavy. But it was much more of a pride thing because Fontaine and Chimera wanted to keep the city because we felt we deserved it after all the fighting we did in the first Royal Navy Fontaine, Avalon, Stoneport War, that one.
Yeah.
And the Royal Navy wanted it back because they wanted what they saw as their city back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
This, of course, ended in complete failure because they actually got into a worse off position. A lot of people see the war in different ways, but just to generalize, it was an overwhelming Old Alliance victory against the Royal Navy, but it was really a stalemate against the Silver Empire.
Yeah.
You can also look at different phases of the war and see who was winning. In the early war, it was really a stalemate. Mid-war, it was an OA victory. And then late war, it was kind of a stalemate, but it was really leaning towards the SE side. They were really going on the offensive and pulled off a lot of good attack.
Mm-hmm.
But the war was fought mainly because people's pride was at stake.
Yeah, pride. That
the
sounds like a pride
Empire
thing.
wanted to deliver on their message and go to war with the SHSF and, win. The Royal Navy wanted their airspaces and cities back. Chimera wanted to keep control of its current territories. Avalon joined the war because they wanted to see something out of it. It was also mainly because of Defense Pact.
Mm-hmm.
Meridian Alley wanted Port Royal from the Royal Navy as well. So it was really a pride thing. No real tactical, or there was no real reason for.
So it's just like people just like to fight. Like we do all this stuff and build all our navies up or whatever just to fight.
People like to fight in war, but the problem with that war was that it was focused. Like no one wanted to give in.
Yeah. But who would want to give in? You do all this work and like to build yourselves up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just to you don't want to give in like that. Like, yeah, that's understandable. I feel like it's a war that could have been easily prevented if you guys wanted to stop it. But again, that's what I mean.
It's a war that we tried to stop. But in all honesty, the main finger can be pointed at the Royal Navy for that war.
Yeah, that sounds like they just
we tried to negotiate with them on multiple occasions about the cities, but the Xbox, who was like essentially the dictator, never wanted to give in. He always wanted absolute victory.
All right, so this is a guy.
Of course, something he wouldn't allow.
So Heavy Hussar said a guy called Jack Castle did so many damn offensive during the later part of the war. I think there were like 3 straight weeks where he led forces to seize both South Haven and Renora one after another. The fighting never ended in the Great War. At least it felt like it. Being in a few battles is fun.
During the later part of the war, there was a lot of offensives pulled off by the SE because they not only wanted to reclaim their lost territory, but they also wanted to get the better advantage in peace negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
They did very well, taking back Stovok, Sungshiv, fighting in South Haven and the Emerald Bay area region, but they could never really break the core cities. Renora, Chiton, Reef, Arendelle. They're all good examples of everyone trying their hardest.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did pull off a lot of great offensives in the later half of the war.
I mean, that's how you gotta do it. Like, you just gotta keep on going, keep on. I mean that's a good strategy. Well, I wouldn't say strategy. He just kept coming at you.
But one disadvantage that also caused them was because the Old Alliance had a much stronger financial backing.
Yeah.
We had a lot of money. So every offensive they did, it cost them more. In the long run, it costed them more than it did us because we could replenish our losses. They didn't exactly have the best finances, especially during when me plus X kept pirating all their traders.
Oh,
We did
okay.
very well.
Oh, so you're a little pest,
Attacking their
huh? You were like
merchants.
you were the pest. You're kind of a pest in that war.
Yeah, you could call me a pest in that war. All right, I have to go. Today, I have to go.
All right.
If you have any more questions, I can talk later.
All right, it's fine. I appreciate it, man. This is really good. All right, y'all. So I think this is where I'm gonna try to end the stream off here. I wish we could have went longer, but yeah, I learned a lot about flying ships and airships. So we're gonna, hopefully I can apply that into like the real game, the real survival. Let's before we end up the server, we should go into server survival. If you did like, that kind of content, just let me know, like and subscribe. You know, he definitely caused anger in the a lot of anger in the SC voice. I bet, cause that shit is annoying. Like you're doing trading, and all of a sudden this guy just constantly comes and pirates you. That shit, I can tell. Yeah, but I gotta hop on whatever that guy Epic Nerd's doing. I gotta hop on that because that sounds really interesting. As you guys can see, we're back in the main server. Um, right when I'm about to end off, we get more viewers. What the hell? Hold on, y'all. He left. But yeah, yeah, that was real interesting. I really like that. He did more than just pirating. What'd he do? What'd he do? He ran sieges when SE was trading. Oh, yeah, I told you he was a pest. He's like he was trying to downplay it. Like you have to be a pest if you're constantly doing that while you're trading. Like that would certainly piss me off. Yeah, but that story was really interesting. Like, I want to learn more about that because I don't really know anything about the show. But I just get on, fly my airships, every now and then. But like to hear like the history, that's like real cool. He was extremely annoying. The meme sieges. That's crazy. Damn, why'd I have to get off this? Hold on, let me might as well turn this shit on. Of course, I'm not gonna stream all of this. Sometimes we bring out LAS bombers when people are moving factories and resources around. Oh yeah, yeah, I already know that would be real annoying. Hold on, when TBS went down to 5 ticks per second, which basically makes LAS bombers invincible. Jesus Christ. Yeah, 6 people watching. Why we? How come we never got this many viewers when the stream was at his I guess at his peak? You can say that. Now we get uh now we get 6 viewers. Oh, be careful when trading since there are pirates running around using God knows what. What? Jesus Christ. Pirates are back? Oh, he did tell me that the pirates are making like a return. I'm having to just to retrofit Alice Bomb and use that as my trade ship. Who is that? What is that? Are these just random ships over here? They can't be. They can't be. They can't be. Yeah, we're gonna end this off soon, though. We're gonna end this off soon. I mean, that makes trading more interesting, though, if you think about it. Because, like, trading's kind of been boring. Like, of course, you don't want to get shot down by pirates. Of course you don't. But, like, the thought and, like, I guess, like, there's a certain adrenaline rush you get from, like, always being on the lookout for them. Okay, look, it's the city of Fajo. Probably should park here, honestly, for the night, for the day, because I'm not really trying to do any trading necessarily. Actually, I need to get my money up because right now I'm only at 2 mil. I haven't really been on the server. I've been kind of inactive. I'm sorry about that. Got to get back on this. Because it's real interesting. I may need some encouragement. May need a like and subscribe or something like that. To get me going. But look at my shameless. I'm so shameless. I'm so shameless. Okay, so Foghope. Isn't that one of the cities that we fought for or something like that? Yeah, we're gonna park our ship over here. We're gonna end this off. Hold on, we can find a good place. Because I do have a question. So, although the pirates might be deterred if they see an armored LS bomber trading the vicinity of an. Yeah, they would be for sure. Because if I was a pirate, of course I wouldn't want to see one of those. I'd be like, that's just. It's not even the fact that I'm scared. It's just like that would seem like too much work to have to like try to fight one. Because I'm just trying to get some easy targets, like a little merchantman or something like that. But there are some cancer LS bomb designs people have made. That's one thing about this game. Like they allow anybody to make ships. Like I know one thing is that I know the things that I'm good at. I'm not good at, and one of them is making ships. So I will never do that. I think I'm too embarrassed. Oh, what is that? It looks nice. I'll definitely modify my ship, and add some different colors, but I would never make my own. Okay, hopefully I don't want to. Okay, what am I on right now? Hopefully I don't get merged into another ship. Oh, what is that? All right, we're going down. Also are capable of coring out ships in size in 2 hits. Bad. Heavy Hussar, what guild are you in? Are you a Chimera as well, or this might be a good place to park? No, it's not. Yeah, what faction are you in? I'm fully SE. Okay. I think I was in the SE at one point. I was a signatory and then a service. Oh, I do support the RN from time to time. Yeah, I remember one of my friends named Speedius or something like that. His name was Speedius, and I got onto the server. He was saying stuff like I remember they changed Silver Empire's name from like SE to Imperium Argentum. Also, I'm quite acquainted with someone in Chimera called this B Squared. Okay, but yeah. So y'all going from the Silver Empire to Imperium Argentum back to Silver Empire again, if I'm correct. CP, how am I getting that? Yeah, I've never met B Squared. I never met B Squared. I don't even really get online as much as I should. I sh- about that. Hi YouTube. um, Magna Waff wanted me to say hi. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Was a whole fashion the early days of the server. Yeah, because I do remember. I do remember. I think I was in SC. I think I was in Silver Empire. And like they were like I wanted to be in Silver Empire because I remember they were like the bad guys. And like okay, I wanted to be part of that because it split into the IA and Coryphora after Speedius and Nesno led a rebellion against Jack Castle. Oh, okay. See, that would have never happened if I never brought him on. I feel responsible. I feel responsible, and I probably shouldn't, but I do. I didn't know. I did honestly. I never knew that Speedy really did anything like that on the server. That's why it's so funny. And it's split into I and Coryphora. Concordia. Yeah, I remember he did say Concord. I hope I'm saying it right. Kirkita. I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry about that. Kirkita and I despised each other for a long time until Kirkita got pissed at SS. But why would they hate each other if they led a rebellion? Oh,
Okay, come on, come with me to the rally in Vicksburg. Um,
all right. Yeah, yeah, Kirkita. But I think this is where I want to park my ship for now. Can I get out and get back in? All right, no, I'm gonna have to. Let me release the craft and make sure I get back on. Okay, I can release it again. Um, but I think this is where I want to end it off for now. This is really interesting. I really want to learn more about it. So I think I'm gonna learn a lot more about the server off camera because I'm really behind with what my knowledge should be. It's kind of pathetic because I've been on the server long enough. I should know a little bit more, but nothing. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys watching. This Commander Plays has been a great stream. Thank you to Chaz for that little history and the history lesson and the battleship lesson. But yeah, with that said, it's Commando Plays signing out. Oh, got my butter armor. You see my butter armor.